bring in Karl Penhaul, who's joining us from Barcelona. Karl, fast-moving developments all day long. Tell us what the situation is like now.
It really has been fast-moving developments, Doreen. Right now, we're in the Plaza Catalonia in downtown Barcelona. This is where, on live screens, results from this referendum will be broadcast as and when they get them. But we've got a ways to get there yet. It's still 4 hours of voting. And also, there could be many obstacles on the way because the Spanish government and its police forces are under orders to stop this referendum happening. Now, we've seen in the course of the day Spanish riot police trying to pull away civilian voters from those polling stations to stop them voting. That has not been especially successful. Also in the countryside areas, we've seen the paramilitary civil guard police also trying to carry out those same functions and crack down on this referendum. There's also been an information war, and the Spanish government has been trying to close down Wi-Fi connections, has been trying to crash web pages to stop the Catalan government counting the final voter tally. But if we do get a final voter tally, this is where it will be delivered. And Catalan authorities have said if the vote is a yes in favour of secession, the party will go on late into the night, Doreen.
Karl, stand by for a moment. Let's just show our viewers what it was like earlier for you and your cameraman, Otto Inman, when you were caught in the thick of it as police dragged people away from one of the polling places. Take a look.
This is the Catalan government education department. The police are now throwing up a cordon here. They're not letting press past, and there are a group of voters over there on the other side. I'm on your back, Otto. I'm on your back all the time, all right? They're dragging that woman away. Somos de prensa, señor. Somos de prensa.
So as we're seeing pretty dramatic footage that you and your cameraman were able to capture, what's it been like covering the story?
Well, you know, from there you can see it was pretty roughhouse there at the doors of one of those polling stations, and that is what we witnessed in other polling stations too. This is a multi-generational group that has tried to come out and vote. So at one polling station, we saw a very elderly lady bleeding all down her face after a scuffle with riot police. Another man stretchered away. In all, Catalan authorities say that more than 300 people have been injured in scuffles with the Spanish police sent to crack down on this referendum. But I want to bring in Luke Stobart. He is a political scientist and a writer on Catalan politics. Luke, you've been following developments of the day. Why has this got so rough? What has happened?
I think this has got so rough because the Spanish state refuses to allow Catalans to decide whether they want to be part of the Spanish state. This is a long-running problem. In the 2000s, the Catalan government tried to reform its statute of autonomy to gain more powers, to be treated as a nation, because that is the sense of the majority of the people in this territory, and the door was shut to that attempt at reform. And in the last few years, you've seen an attempt to try and get negotiation with the Spanish government in order to allow a legal referendum. And again, this has been blocked and threats have increased. And in the last few weeks, we've seen an incredible escalation of repression against this democratic event. Now people have, I think, a large part of the Catalan population are willing to break the Spanish law. They no longer see the Spanish law as being their law. They see it's the Catalan government that is actually deciding what is legal and what is not. And of course, any referendum on independence is something which everyone can be part of, and a lot of people that don't want independence but do feel that they should have the right to have an opinion about this are now going out massively and voting today.
But Luke, you know, Spain has got 17 autonomous regions, all with devolved powers. Many of them, like the Basque Country, for example, would like their own process. So why, given that there is nothing in the Spanish constitution that allows this referendum, why doesn't Catalonia just play like the rules, like the other regions?
Well, if it played by the rules, then there'd be no change that would satisfy Catalans. And you know, I mean, the government in Spain is a government which was originally founded by members of Franco's regime. It's a government, and you can say the same about the legal system as well, that didn't go through massive reforms in the 1970s. And we're seeing their authoritarian attitude towards any national minority that wishes to be treated as such and wishes to actually be able to run its own affairs. The problem is in Madrid. The ruling government in Spain, the Partido Popular, they understand, this was voted in their 2008 Congress, that there is only one nation in Spain, and that is the Spanish nation. So any attempt to trying to change that is automatically going to be treated as a criminal, subversive kind of movement, which is exactly what you're seeing today. And in the process, the violence is being, there's violent attacks by the police, not just against people that see themselves as pro-Catalan, but against anybody who's trying to go and vote over the future of Catalonia. The great thing is that people are ignoring these prohibitions. That actually, I went to a polling booth this morning, and there was a massive group of people making sure that the vote took place. When the police came and tried to stop it, the people managed to actually push back the riot police peacefully, but they managed to push it back because of the sheer numbers of people on the street.
That was Luke Stobart, a political scientist and a specialist writer on Catalonian politics. Now we're in the Plaza Catalunya. This is where the final voter tally could be announced, but there are obstacles on the way. The Spanish riot police and civil guard are still under orders to stop this referendum happening, and the citizens here who have voted in this referendum now on guard because they fear that the Spanish police could attempt to seize the ballot boxes, could seize the voting papers, and effectively put the whole referendum in jeopardy. Doreen?
All right, Karl, thank you.